if you're trying to grow your Instagram or you're just having some fun with it, then I think these 7 Instagram hacks are going to be really helpful to you. So there's a few hacks in here, and there's also some Instagram tips that actually work to help you grow your account. Before we get into it, just really quick, if you need some Lightroom presets to make your Instagram feed look more beautiful and just edit your photos really easily, then I have 5 free presets over on my blog, which I will link in the description box below. They have been downloaded over 50,000 times, so that's insane. A lot of people like these presets, so if you want to grab those, I will link them in the description box. Let's get into the 7 tips and hacks on Instagram that you may or may not know. Number 1 tip is how to add white spaces or paragraphs into your captions. So you might have noticed when you're writing a caption in Instagram, like straight onto the Instagram app, it doesn't really give you those white lines in between your paragraphs unless you use something else. So I have found this app, it's actually just a website link, which I will link in the description box, where you can go and you type in your caption there, put in the lines, and then you just copy and paste it from there to your Instagram, and it will leave you with white spaces in between your paragraphs. So that looks really nice, and that's one way to do it. The other way that you can do this is if you use a scheduler. So if you use something like Tailwind or Later to schedule your Instagram posts, then you can put in your white spaces in between the paragraphs when you're typing your caption in those scheduler apps. Number 2 is how to use hashtags properly. So I have filmed a full video on this, on 6 Instagram hashtag tips that you may or may not know, and that will help you skyrocket your growth. So I will link that video down below as well. But the main gist that I actually wanted to say in this video as well is that you need to find relevant hashtags in your niche that are not overly saturated. So what this means is when you go to do your hashtag research, which I talk about in that video, you will need to look for hashtags that are under 100K in size or maybe slightly above, but if you're just starting out, I would go for the lower end of hashtag sizes. So they do need to have a bit of traction. Like if you use a hashtag that has under 1,000 posts, it's likely not going to do much for your account. But if you use one that's between 10K to 100K, that's going to help you get a higher reach, and it's going to help your account get discovered more easily. My 3rd tip that you need to know is to use your captions wisely and to try to make it into a bit of a story. Now, you don't need to be a huge storyteller here. Just make it a bit more interesting, make it a bit about you, share something that you haven't shared before, ask a question, maybe talk about your day, talk about something you're enjoying lately. Just make it a bit more relatable so that people can connect with you, and that will lead to a higher engagement. So you will likely start to see more likes and more comments as well, because if people can relate to your caption, then they will be more inclined to respond to you. So do try to make it a bit of a story and just kind of include more in your captions rather than either leaving it blank or just typing in 2 words there. The 4th hack that I have for you is you can actually add Instagram hashtags to your stories and hide them. So you can do this by hiding them behind a picture, or if you are using any of the like GIFs or elements on Instagram, you can hide that hashtag behind it. And I have found in my case that you can actually use even higher hashtags in popularity on your stories. I find that they work better there than they work on your posts. So on your post, I would go for smaller sized hashtags, and then in your stories, I would go for slightly higher, maybe not in the millions, but just hashtags that are a bit more popular. And I would hide those behind the picture because, I mean, unless it's something that you want people to click on and see and it's relevant, you can just hide it behind the picture, and this will actually give your stories a bit more discoverability as well. The 5th hack that you probably don't know is that you can add highlight covers to your highlights in your profile without adding them to your stories. And I actually did a full video on this because it's such an easy hack to do, and not a lot of people know about this, so I will link that video as well. But the way that you do this, if you go to your highlights, click on them, and then you edit the highlight, and where you can change its cover, there's a little icon with mountains on it, where you can click on it and add a photo from your phone, so you don't have to add the highlight cover to your stories before adding it to the highlight itself. So if you want click by click on how to do this, I will link the video down below as well. My 6th tip, if you want to grow a few accounts at the same time, it's a really good idea to cross post. So the way that you do this, for example, you can post your Instagram photos straight to your Twitter automatically. So when you write a post on Instagram, at the bottom of it, before you publish it, you have the option to say also post to Twitter or Facebook if you have a Facebook page, or you can use an app like IFTTT, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's called If This Then That. So IFTTT for short. And the way that you use this app is you connect your Twitter, let's say, to your Instagram, and then whenever you post on Instagram, it will automatically post on your Twitter as well. So it's a really easy way to post on multiple platforms at the same time, obviously as long as the content is relevant on both platforms. But yeah, that's just a quick hack that you can do to make this process easier for you. And the 7th tip that I have for you is how to post multiple links in your bio. Now, you may or may not know, on your Instagram page, you can only add one link in your bio, so you have to use it wisely. But if you want to add multiple links in your bio, because let's say you want to promote your blog, your YouTube channel, your affiliate program, like you might want to add multiple things on there. There are 2 ways that you can do this. So the first one is Linktree. So it's a free app that you can use to create multiple links in your bio. But you can also create a page like this straight on your website, which is much more beneficial because it gets more views onto your website as well, and you're not driving all of that traffic to someone else, like to Linktree. So you can create that really easily on your blog, and I will link a quick tutorial post on that as well. And that's what I use. I have created my own Linktree page on my blog, so if you want to know how to do that, I will link that blog post down below. I hope you found these 7 tips and hacks helpful. Do let me know in the comments below if you already knew about these or not, and do make sure to subscribe for more Instagram tips. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.